This contest, scheduled for one fall with a 1 hour time limit.
Live from the Parts Unknown Studios in Nashville, Tennessee.
Right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. Woo!
It's the Bear Hug It Out podcast, brother. Lunchbox.
I like them to be a little rugged and a little fairgroundsy.
The Hitman.
She's got trailer face.
What is trailer face?
The Nighthawk. Bottomless shrimp. Stingers in the house. Hambone.
Went home and watched Skinamax, and
Oh yeah. And the ultimate Torri.
I call him tumbleweed.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 14 of the Bear Hug It Out podcast.
It's only 14.
She's only 14. Back off.
So
Hey,
much.
hey.
Hey now.
I have to cut
Hey
out the
now.
jubilation. Before we get started, I need to get something off my chest. I need to apologize to the family of Steve Borden, a.k.a. Stinger, a.k.a. Stingeroony. It is my fault that you almost killed yourself in the ring on Night of Champions. It was my bloodthirst for nostalgia and to feel young again for only a moment that put you in that ring.
You almost killed him.
Are you feeling young again, Nighthawk? Or are you feeling
feel so.
young?
Are you feeling older
I
than
Do you
ever?
feel your
so
own mortality?
Are you guys? Is everybody here ready to for me to give him the "I told you so" and to apologize to me and say you were right, Hitman? This was a terrible idea from the beginning.
I have to bypass
me
you
and Hitman.
and go right to Sting's family.
I'm apologizing to his wife. Personally.
His children, his relatives,
sorry.
grandchildren.
grandchildren, with
Great grandchildren.
all those little stingers running around with soul patches. I'm so sorry.
Do we think this is the end, or do we think he's gonna come back for one more, or perhaps 100 more
God.
hurrahs?
Well, he actually spoke to WWE.com about that very subject and said it's still a question mark whether I'll return or not.
You know, there is
No!
talk of they think they know who his opponent at WrestleMania 32 is going to be.
Okay.
You want to know who it is?
Well, yeah, I do.
It's going to be a pill bottle.
a
It's
cell
a
phone.
three-way dance with him setting the time on a VCR and a pill bottle.
Know anybody with a pair of strong young hands to help me in and out of the tub?
Or Sting.
He's been through the ringer, poor guy.
God, it was a pretty good match, too, I thought.
You know, I was watching it, and I of course, I started the stopwatch at the beginning of the match because I wanted to see how long it went. And at about the 10-minute mark, I was kind of ready to apologize to Sting and say, you know, I didn't give you enough credit. You're doing better than I thought you were gonna do. But then, he just,
Yeah.
I don't even know you wouldn't call it crumbling. It was like he just kind of just gently laid down in the middle of the ring. He just said, you know what? It's getting late.
Nap time.
I'm not used to being up at this hour.
It does seem like that would happen every time anyone is thrown into a turnbuckle on their neck, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
to be
it-
fair.
I don't know
I mean, Seth Rollins has done that to every person he's faced for the last 12 months. He did it like 20 times to John Cena. But
I know. It seems like that should happen every time.
But
I'm
also,
saying.
didn't Sting say he started to feel numbness before that even happened? That was just kind of like the last straw.
Like when he started walking to the ring.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
like 15 years ago when
Yeah.
no.
He hit him with that move twice.
Yeah.
And the first time you see Sting's on the ground and you see him like flexing his hands
He couldn't feel
because he's
them.
trying to get feeling back into his hands. So kudos for the old guy
for lasting that long.
for you know. Yeah, I mean it was pretty scary. Like once you read everything he said, and then I went back and watched the match again, and yeah, he's laying there trying to get feeling back, and gets up and keeps going.
Well, what's the point of the officials that come in and check on them if the wrestler is able to say, no, I'm going to keep going?
Yeah, I have numbness in my hands and probably spinal damage, but get off me. I'm going to just finish this
Okay,
match.
finish it out. Finish it out.
You're the boss, Stinger.
Well, the worst part is this happened on the same night it was announced Undertaker is going to be facing Brock Lesnar in a Hell in the Cell.
Oh, my God.
That match should have been immediately canceled.
Immediately.
Can we start like a boycott? You know,
Save the
save the
Undertaker.
wrestlers.
Save the wrestlers.
Honestly, it was almost disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, we sent him to the slaughter. Now we're going to send Undertaker to the slaughter.
No,
Like,
it's not even the same thing.
But it's,
It's so much worse.
It's worse.
It's so much worse.
No,
Seth Rollins is about the same size as Sting. And he's
it's
very
comparable,
coordinated, and he's very, he's got real good control in the ring. He's the opposite of the moose they call Brock Lesnar.
Who almost killed The Undertaker 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, The Undertaker has limped and had to be, carried to the back
yeah.
after his last 2 matches with Brock Lesnar.
Does anyone know if Undertaker has a death wish?
Clearly.
Is he like, you know what? I want Brock to end it for me. I want to die in the ring. I want Brock to do it. Because that's the only reason I can think of. To go back in there with him.
He still thinks he can do it.
He can.
Yeah.
No one
He can
can.
do it.
No one can,
He
Undertaker.
still
No one
thinks
can.
He can do it.
You can't win. You can't.
We need to put an age limit on wrestlers from here on
Whoa,
out.
hold on now. We absolutely do not.
Who's your
counterexample here?
Hogan.
What?
I love Hogan.
We want to see him in a match right now.
Absolutely.
We also need to apparently put an age limit on wrestlers talking and saying things.
Yeah,
Because if
okay,
Hogan
yeah.
is your counterexample, he ain't coming. Hey, Hulk Hogan's not walking through that door, Lunchbox. I hate to tell you.
Not anytime soon, but I bet we see one more match with Hogan. I bet we do.
We are
You
never
do.
going to
I
see
bet
another
we do.
match
Not
with
a
Hogan.
chance.
I'm not
a
saying
chance.
it's going to be a good match.
Is it going to be in the WWE?
I think I'm with you, Box. on that.
Co-sign,
Yeah.
Hambone, co-sign.
In the WWE.
Yeah. Book it. Mark it down.
Yeah, I will mark it
agree.
down.
Yeah. And in 10 years, I mean, we got to get
Save
10
this-
years out for it to be
10 years
safe.
from now when we're doing this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, is that the most depressing thought?
That's pretty depressing. Oh.
All of us would just shut up for 1 second.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, we're going to be doing better things by 10 years, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
We'll be doing
I got some things in the works. Yeah.
This will be a national show.
Yeah.
Torri, get closer to the mic.
This will be
Don't
a
let-
national show.
Well, I mean, we heard you. You don't have to repeat it. I'm just saying.
You
know,
said get close to the mic. What am I supposed to do? I can't
You're
put
supposed
my
to
head.
get closer to the mic.
That's all. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's a physical
Our
movement.
chair is on rollers. I got it.
Yeah, I keep rolling away.
Put them over here next to me, Tori.
There you go.
I mean, aren't they always?
There
Come
you
on.
go.
You know, if you get sweaty and want to take your shirt off, that'd be just fine.
Just saying.
I want to leave this podcast for the fact that you had that ready for me.
No, you got to be here for 10 more years.
It
We
was-
just
it-
established.
It was actually for Hambone, but we were talking to you. So.
For those listening at home, we never hear the clips that the Nighthawk has pulled before the show. That's why you cannot hear them, but for us laughing over the top of them.
Sorry. So another blast of nostalgia. We ended Night of Champions with Kane. Kane was back. The Big Red Monster was back, and I feel like again this is my fault for not being able to let go of something that happened 20 years ago.
But all right, here, Kane is not. I don't know. I mean, how old is Kane compared to Sting? He's got to be at least 10 years younger, and probably more like 15.
No, probably 10. Probably 10's safe.
10, yeah. So
Kane, and in very different physical form. Kane, like we all hate the corporate Kane bit, but nobody watches a Kane match and thinks that old man is going to die in the ring. That old man is going to have to lay down, just gently lower his body onto the mat because he literally cannot take another
shuffle
step.
off his mortal.
Nobody thinks that's going to happen, but we all thought that for Sting. So while Kane is an old man, you know, by professional athlete standards, as an old man by wrestling standards, although if WWE keeps doing what they're doing, we're going to have to adjust our standards for what an old man is, because we also had Chris Jericho.
Yeah, you know what?
But anyways,
we'll cross that bridge.
yeah, Kane can still get it done in the ring. You know, he's not in his prime, but he can still get it done. And I want to go ahead and say, because I'm sure that I'm the only one who thinks this.
I'm going to throw a chair up.
It's my first night back, and as Director of Operations, I'd advise you to be the best possible WWE World Heavyweight Champion that you can be. But bear in mind, Seth, there are a lot of people lining up to take that title away from you. People you wouldn't even imagine.
Throughout the whole episode, this was kind of irritating because I was just like, this is just a goofy, dumb little spiel they're doing. But at the very end, when Demon Kane rose up out of the ring and abducted Seth Rollins and pulled him down to hell.
Oh my God, Kane trying to drag Seth into his own personal hell. He's had this fight for his life.
I know you guys probably all will disagree with this, but that was like, I got so hyped during that moment. That was like the greatest wrestling moment and at least of the last 12 months and maybe of the last 50 years. It was just
Absolutely not.
It was it was genuinely terrifying. I was like, he's really pulling him down.
Could not disagree with you more if you were Donald Trump. Not within that last 3 hours. I don't remember exactly when it happened in the match or in the show, but at one point, I know the New Day lifted up the apron on the ring to pull tables out. We didn't see smoke. We didn't see fire.
That's because that portal to hell hadn't been opened yet at that point. It's not like he pulled him down into under the ring where he had just like set up a little smoke machine. He literally ripped the fabric of the universe apart.
He pulled him in. They did say he pulled him into his own personal
hell.
So,
it was
you have to interpret
it was customized specially for Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is claustrophobic. He's afraid of dark, and
there are probably spiders under there.
So personally, yes, that was hell to Seth Rollins.
I don't care what anybody says. I lost it when that happened.
I mean, I love that it's happened so many times in the history of wrestling that corner of the ring is hell underneath.
That's great. Honestly, I'm going to disagree with you. I thought that I didn't like that part, but I really liked Corporate Kane. Is that weird?
No.
Yes.
Because I really liked him being goofy and like over the top, like split personality. I liked that aspect of it, but him being like Demon Kane at the end, I was just like,
I think
that may not make any sense.
No, it does make sense. This Kane, I'm going to blow your minds because this is truth. Oh. This Kane is the most realistic character in the history of professional wrestling. He's every boss you've ever had. Who half the time,
Corporate Kane. Okay,
yeah,
but we were talking about Demon Kane.
Actually, both of them together. Half the time, the boss that's just joking around with you, drinking coffee, forwarding emails, because everybody's around, and then the other half, he's trying to make your life a living hell, a personal hell. That is a real person. That's a real character. I can relate. To that Corporate Kane.
Doesn't your boss listen to this podcast?
If anybody who's sitting around me right now, if anyone's boss is listening to this podcast, you're in trouble already, regardless of any comparisons to
what
Demon Kane.
What if your boss is on the podcast?
I know you're not talking about yourself because you're unemployed.
I'm not unemployed.
Say that.
Aren't you?
No.
As somebody
How
who's
many hours you work this
unemployed
week?
for years.
How many hours you work this week,
I don't
Torri?
work a 9 to 5. I've never worked a 9 to 5.
Yeah, or a 9 to anything.
When is
or an anything to anything.
It's okay, Torri.
Yeah, it's
you
fine.
be the best version of you.
Oh my god.
There you go. That's encouraging. Well, no, I'm not worried about Kane killing himself in the ring, but I'm worried that keeping this nostalgia tour going, we're never going to get new stars.
He's going to kill my interest in professional wrestling.
I mean,
yeah,
we're seeing the potential new stars continually get buried by these older guys. Cesaro.
Big Show and Cesaro. I can't.
That was the worst. That's inexcusable.
It's so disrespectful to him, to WWE fans, to anyone with half of a brain who can see that Cesaro is incredible and that Big Show is literally like a blob of pudding that is trying to hurt people.
How many times have they done this?
I can't do it anymore. I can't do it, WWE. I can't. Goodbye.
Big Show will lose every match until they need him to fight someone as a credible opponent. So they'll have him win like 3 in a row and say he's an unstoppable monster. But we know he's not winning. We know he's not going to beat Brock Lesnar. I don't care if they have the match. Just don't try to convince us Big Show's not Big Show.
Well,
I can't.
I mean, all right, of course he's not going to beat Brock Lesnar. Nobody's going to beat Brock Lesnar on this entire Road to Hell, Go to Hell tour, or whatever it's called. I mean,
I don't know.
It's the Brock Lesnar tour. He's not going to lose any matches on his own tour. But I am a little bit interested to see what they do with the match between Brock Lesnar and Big Show. I mean, I'm way more interested in this than I am in seeing, he had that match. Brock Lesnar had a match in Japan against Kofi Kingston, and he's had a couple of matches against where we know all he's going to do is do 20 German suplexes. And while I love that, I'm a little bit intrigued because he's not going to do 20 German suplexes to Big Show.
What if he does?
Is he?
Or is he?
Or is he?
That's true.
Can he suplex Big Show? I honestly don't know, and I sure as hell want to find out.
But we're not curious if it's going to be a good match or not. We're curious at the suplex count we're going to have. Well, nobody's like, oh, it's going to be great to see Big Show and Brock Lesnar. No, we want to see how many times can he throw the Big Show around is what we want to see.
Which has got to be either 0 or 1. He's not doing it more than once.
Oh, let's do an over-under.
Over-under. Somebody write them down.
All right, 1.5 is the over-under.
Oh, I'll take the over.
I'll take the over.
Over.
I think
Totally
that's too low.
over.
Yeah, I think it's way too. I say.
I mean, his average is 14.
Yeah, but that's against Kofi Kingston or even John Cena, who's a huge dude, but
I
he's
would
200
say-
pounds lighter
At
than.
least 3.
I would say 5 is the over-under.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put the house on under. I'm putting the house on under. It's either going to be 0 or 1.
Oh,
Can I remind you of Alicia Keys singing the national anthem?
All right, my over-under.
Your record on putting the house is.
I bet the house.
Yeah.
I have a sorted pass with over-unders, but I'm letting it all ride on under here.
Okay.
I think I would still take the over with 5.
5 suplexes?
No, I'm
right,
gonna
forget
take the
about-
under on that.
Forget about whether or not Brock Lesnar can lift Big Show 5 times. Do you think Big Show can survive 5 suplexes?
That
'Cause he
I don't
can't.
know.
And did you see the suplex that Cesaro put on him on Raw? Because I'm going to count
Impressive.
that. No. I'm going to count that as a suplex, but only just barely. I mean, Cesaro basically just kind of ducked under Big Show as he jumped and did a somersault over him. The clearance, if you look at Big Show's center of gravity, the number of inches that it was actually lifted is 0. He just kind of like rolled over the top of Cesaro. I honestly think I could have done that to Big Show.
I'm writing this down. I want to know who's taking the over on 5 suplexes.
Hambone?
Hambone. I'm going 5. I'm taking 5.
Wait, are you going over or under?
I'm saying over.
Okay, I will go under, but I think it's going to be like 4.
Oh,
It's
wait.
gonna be close.
Can we make it 4.5 or 5.5? Because
That seems like a.
Then if he does 5, then it's just awkward.
We don't want to push. Yeah, we don't want to push. 4.5.
4.5.
I'm still gonna go under. I feel like it's gonna be.
I'll go under,
4.
but
I think it might be like 4.
mainly
3 or
because of what
4.
you said. I don't know if Big Show can survive more than 4. He will fall into that little
Hitman?
hole of hell in the corner.
Taking
of
the
ring.
under?
Do I need to say that? Yes, under.
Okay.
Way under.
He was taking 1 or 0.
Yeah, because I mean, like he doesn't. How much experience does he have taking a suplex? He can't have that many because who can
That's true.
suplex him?
That's true.
So he's probably not.
Can the
prepared.
ring handle 5 suplexes from Brock
It just
Lesnar to
buckles
Big
and he
Show?
goes down to the portal of hell.
We've seen them collapse a ring before.
Yeah, accidentally.
A superplex.
You want to hear something? Do you want to hear one of I love professional wrestling, and there are moments in professional wrestling that I just think are the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I heard a podcast with Big Show.
There you go, listening to other podcasts again. It feels dirty.
Yeah, he's a
like,
slut. He's a
I don't know if
giant
I should.
slut.
I don't know if I should ruin it for you all, but the superplex when they broke the ring,
Yeah.
it was fixed.
Okay, I don't think you're really breaking news there.
Well, it's been always. They've always said that it was accidental.
Yeah. No, Big
They've
Show
said-
finally admitted that it was that they set the ring up to break on purpose.
I'm going to tell you guys something. There's a lot of things in wrestling that are actually predetermined.
I know, but I
You
really thought
get out of here. You take that back.
I wholeheartedly.
You really thought they did that?
I really thought that they broke the ring.
Heart of a child. I love it.
I'm totally with Lunchbox on that. Is there anything more believable than that?
Then that move,
Then
those
that
two?
ring broke. That ring broke under the weight of those of all that man.
It all just happened too simultaneously. Like it was. Go back and watch it again.
I know,
it's
I've seen it.
Impressive, and it hurt me. Like I remember where I was sitting and what I was doing when I heard it.
Okay, well, here's a lesson to you: never listen to another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To all of
you
our
could have
fans
still
out
lived
there,
in,
we're not going to break your heart on this show.
Nope.
You come here, we're just going to build you up. We're going to turn that hawk into a little white dove every week.
That's a perfect segue. We have a member of this podcast, Hambone, who has just recently come out to his girlfriend.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Hold on. Let's go in reverse for a second. I work at a bar and restaurant downtown, and Hambone works at a bar that is above ours. And I was talking to a couple of one of the other co-managers there, and a couple other people, and they were talking about how they saw Sam with some girl. and he was like, they were awfully close as they were walking out together, and he described this as Hambone gently, walked her and put her into a cab. And they were like, it looked like this was not some girl that he's just trying to take home. This looked like
It was a tender moment.
a tender moment that was shared by everybody on Broadway here in Nashville.
Yeah. I had
So-
multiple people ask me about it.
So what's the 411 here, Hambone?
Drop it on us.
Let's hear this.
It's it's going well.
No, that's not an answer.
not an answer.
That's not an
Well.
answer.
That's what
Operations
they
go
said.
well.
I don't know. What are you looking for here?
Honesty.
Honesty. Yeah. Is
This
is
is
it
an honest-
Facebook official?
Honest zone here.
Well, I'm not a Facebook guy.
You're on
guy,
Facebook.
So I am on Facebook, but
I'm not.
yeah, it's
Well, what is her
cares,
Facebook
Torri?
page say?
Yeah, this week.
it's still the same, but we're
Okay, forget it then. Forget
Yeah.
it. We're wasting
Yeah.
our time here. I thought we were all on the same page here. Mysterious woman out there.
I thought we were being honest.
More
Yeah.
importantly, why haven't we met her?
yes, she's my girlfriend.
Oh my gosh!
No! Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Hey!
I don't know. Yes. Yeah.
All right, so
Yay!
okay, she's your girlfriend, but then she didn't know about this podcast.
No.
She didn't know that you had any affiliation with the world of
Yeah.
professional wrestling
So
until what? This week?
Yeah, till I think I broke it to her. What is today? Thursday? I think it was Tuesday.
Okay, tell us what happened. This is
Yeah.
she's how old?
30.
30 years
Yeah.
old. Is she a model?
No,
she might
but she
as well be though.
Yeah.
She looks like
she looks like a model.
She had
does
her
a lot of-
Facebook
lot of
pictures are
photos
modeling
and-
pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, can we tweet some of these out on the Bear Hug It
No!
Out?
We are not doing
take
that.
I'll just
take
show
it
you.
Easy,
I got
all
them
right?
on my
This
phone
is-
right
no,
here.
I
No,
got
no,
your back,
no.
girl. No.
You guys are gonna. You're
Tori
killing
just
me
said
here.
no because she wants to be the only model.
Yeah.
for
Right.
Bear
I'm
Hug.
the only model for this podcast.
All right, break it down.
All
How'd
right.
it go?
So we made that video, and I begged.
Whoa, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
No,
You
no,
guys
no,
made
no,
a video
no, no,
already?
no. Hey,
Let's
take
tweet
it
that
easy.
out.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
The Bear Hug It Out. We
Perfect
made,
on
we
the
made
same.
a
Right,
video. All right, we made a video, and I begged
Just
the
as
Nighthawk.
sexy as the video, by the way.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
as sexy.
So I begged Nighthawk. I was like, please give me through the weekend to put in some more groundwork and show her I'm a decent human being. And
So
then
you're gonna lie to her.
yeah, well, pretty much.
Poor
yeah.
girl.
Oh yeah, poor girl. So yeah, and because I knew it was gonna hit Facebook, and I'm sure she'd find out at some point. So she kind of showed me this weird video she liked that was kind of weird, and I was like, well, speaking of weird things. I got something to tell you. So yeah, so then I broke the news about the podcast, and whew, it was a scary moment. I thought I lost her forever. And
How many seconds of silence were you met with?
whew, yeah, she got it from the table and walked away for a minute, so that was kind of scary. So there was quite a few seconds of silence that I was terrified.
Did you say
But-
the word podcast, or were you trying to like work around it?
No, I didn't beat around the bush. I said podcast. I said I have a wrestling podcast with some friends. I know. There's just nothing sexy about podcasts.
Nope.
I know.
Not a thing.
All right. How many of us here in our minds, as we imagine the way this scene really played out, are picturing Hambone immediately following that with, but I don't even like doing it. I don't even care. I'll totally leave the podcast. I'm probably thinking about leaving it anyways. I'm probably not really like.
100%.
120%.
100%.
I don't even
that's what
watch the
happened.
stuff. I'm just like, it's my friends.
My
I
friends
just-
are doing
They
it.
play Huey Lewis for me.
Yeah. I pretty much told, they just wrote me into it. I have to do it. That's 100% what happened.
The guys are all counting on me. This is like what every guy does. I've got to go to
Not
fantasy
every
football.
guy.
I've got to
gotta
go to the
get-
fantasy
I'm
football
proud.
draft. The guys are all counting me. I've got to go out with my buddies. Nighthawk's having a really tough time. He really needs me.
Classic.
I've got to go out drinking. I don't like doing these things.
Classic.
I would much rather be sitting here with you and watching Gilmore Girls. That's who I really am.
That's me.
yeah,
At
that's
the core.
real
yeah.
me.
Yeah. So then actually she listened to one of the podcasts.
Oh,
which
no.
I never imagined
no.
would happen in my life.
Like all of it?
Well, okay, and she just clicked on like the first one that I guess you guys tagged me in, and I think that was the first one where like I had met her, and I was even talking. I was like, oh, she'll never listen to this in a million years.
Well, if you didn't think she was going to immediately do her homework and go listen to a podcast, then that's on you.
I literally didn't think she would listen to
You've
it.
obviously never met a woman.
You have to have one prep. You have to
You
have
know
one
what?
queued up and give to her and say, "This, look, I want you to get a taste of what we're doing." You have to have cut out all the inappropriate parts,
I know,
and
I-
you should have been presenting that to her.
I wasn't ready for that.
Can I be
know.
honest with you? And I went through a very similar situation, and my girlfriend completely supports me and my professional wrestling habit. But she not only watched the video, she's listened to podcasts, and I got to be honest, I don't think I'm okay with it.
I'm not either.
I'm not okay with it at all.
Yeah. Of course you're not okay with it. I have a lady in my life who does not support my endeavors in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And she swears that she has absolutely no interest in ever listening to the podcast, which I know is true from like an entertainment standpoint. But there's this inkling in the back of my mind that's thinking, just for like reconnaissance purposes, she's listening to these just to make sure I'm not doing anything that like might humiliate her too badly should her sister or parents find out or something.
Yes. Yep.
So even though she tells me that she's never listening to it, and mostly I believe that, I can understand the fear of like, dear God, what if...
it's terrifying. She did say she really liked the podcast. She enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one.
Yeah.
There's one, guys.
Well, my girlfriend said she thought it was
There's
entertaining.
two. I don't think my wife has ever listened to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about any repercussions.
Yeah, you got her now.
What's she going to do?
There's legal paperwork.
Fill out some paperwork?
You got kids. So what you going to do?
I'm good.
Yeah.
She knew I liked wrestling from a long time ago.
My boyfriend really doesn't care about it either.
Oh, sad.
Oh. Your mom is a huge supporter.
Hey, Torri,
What?
you'll find someone.
No, I won't.
You'll
It's called
find
being
him.
alone forever.
He's out there.
He's not.
Don't be
He's
jealous
not.
that I've been chatting online with babes.
That's what I've been doing. Because that's the only way I get my jollies. The only way.
Speaking of Torri's jollies, NXT is coming through town next week. And I know you've got ringside seats.
I don't know about that.
And so it is going to be a Target. There's going to be a Target-rich environment for you out there. So
What?
you put
What
on.
does that mean?
It means there's going to be dudes everywhere. Dudes who are into wrestling.
Yeah.
Dudes who are into NXT
yeah.
wrestling.
Tori, what are you going to do to promote Bear Hug It Out at the NXT show?
Have my cleavage out?
That's not enough.
Not enough.
That just promotes your cleavage.
Yeah, and you were going to do that
I think you
regardless
got
of this
promotion
podcast.
wrong, yeah.
Do you want me to make a sign?
Of course we
A
want you.
sign,
of
a
course.
shirt,
Yeah.
hand out your number,
Yeah.
offer
We're
favors.
going to get bear hugging out business cards.
That's true. No, that's a good point.
That's
with
a good
a,
point.
with a bear. Like a face of a bear.
We'll
We could
work-
probably,
we'll
we could
workshop some
probably find
ideas, yeah.
Beanie Babies and use them as business cards.
And we can just,
little
like, take
little
our name on
bears.
it.
Yeah.
There you go. These are awesome.
I'll
Yeah.
throw them into the ring. That's what I'll
Yeah.
do.
Lots of people are looking for a little
Yeah.
Beanie Baby
Probably
bears.
not to do anything near a ring these days.
Oh,
So
God.
when are people going to learn?
He was
Oh,
in
the
jail
fan.
Time. He
No,
got jail
yeah,
time.
yeah, 10 days. But you know what? Maybe leave him in the ring for a few minutes.
There you go.
That's
Leave
what
him
I'm
on
saying.
camera. Let let Abe Froman get over there, snatch him up, put him to sleep in real life, and then be like, next person who does it gets the same thing.
That's exactly what that dude wants.
Yeah.
But
If
also,
if somebody gave me the option of like, hey, you can be on 10 minutes of wrestling pay-per-view, but the payment is
you're going to get your ass
Braun
beat.
Strowman's going to beat the crap out of you, I'd be like, yeah, all right. I think I
And
might.
your
my
clip will
question,
live
too.
forever.
Yeah, I think
Why
I might
is it
take
with
that.
members of the Shield specifically? Because like Dean almost got stabbed.
That's
that
a
guy,
good
like, threw that briefcase at Roman. Like, why is it members of the Shield that they have crazy?
I mean, it
fans?
might have something to do with the fact that they, for a long time, came out of the audience,
Yeah.
and so it made people feel like they were more.
involved.
I think it's
yeah.
But
Because
it's
they-
also just because people love them.
Yeah.
They dress like nut jobs. I mean, Roman Reigns dresses like somebody who's, in Tea Party-esque and
And I'm into it.
Tea Party-esque.
yeah,
What?
like lots of
It's a SWAT
fatigues
snack.
and SWAT
SWAT team.
stuff. Like
Is that a Tea Party thing?
I
What
mean,
does that have to do with a
Mal-
Tea Party?
like
political
militia,
party.
militia-esque, and then Roman Reigns wearing a wife beater and jeans. Who can't relate to that? I don't know. That's my theory.
That's close. Yeah.
We'll probably cut it out.
We
in
should,
post, but-
speaking of fans who get too close to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is in Nashville this weekend for the Wizard World or Wizard
Comic-Con,
Comic-Con. It's one of those kind
basically,
of
yeah.
things. And the last time Roman Reigns was in Nashville, we had
Had
him.
nothing to do with
He
this.
was in this very studio. He came through the building,
Uh-huh.
iHeartRadio building, and he was on Fox Sports Radio with us. And he actually met the Ultimate Warrior
And then what
in a
happened?
separate, secluded office.
No, it's not what happened.
And one day later, his scheduled, I think it was a championship match.
Night of Champions.
Yes, with Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
it had to be canceled because Roman Reigns had a pulled genital area.
That is not what.
He had a groin pull.
He had a hernia. No, he had a hernia.
A hernia in what part of his body?
In his abdomen.
No.
Look, you can read the official WWE press releases all you want, but I saw the way Roman Reigns was walking. That's that's a pulled groinal region if ever I've seen one.
And Torri came in here with one of those like bowling,
like a wrist brace.
The next day.
Right.
Oh my god!
It was violent.
That is not appropriate, and that is not what happened at all.
Okay, do you deny any of these facts?
I deny all of them.
No.
Roman Reigns made fun of my jumpsuit and called me Eric Rowan. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then yada yada yada. Roman Reigns is out for 8 weeks with a pulled groin.
All of these are true facts.
So we're just saying, Roman,
just
steer clear.
Steer clear.
Yeah.
Y'all some haters.
Send an Uso in your place or something. Send a body double. She won't be picky.
It's been so long, I wouldn't.
What did you guys think of the Page Bomb?
There is no revolution, Charlotte. You are just a placeholder. Becky, back off. You know what? Yeah, you're never gonna be a Divas champ. You know why? Because you're the least relevant of all of us.
It hurts because it's true.
And then you got Nay. Nay, where are you? Do you even work here anymore? And then you got the Bellas. We all know the real reason they got to where they are. Stop trying to act like you are somebody because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your old man.
I love it when wrestlers cut promos on other wrestlers that are a little too real. It's like, I guarantee you, the Bellas, there's a lot of talk in the locker room about how they got to where they are and having it be for some other reason besides their wrestling prowess. There's probably a lot of Becky Lynch that's feeling a little insecure about the fact that she's not really getting her matches. She's not getting shown a lot. Natalia, I mean, Natty. I was actually thinking this the other day. Like in the Divas Revolution, she just totally disappeared. Natty and Eva Marie got shuffled down to NXT. But this is real stuff, Paige. Tone it back a little bit.
I don't think she told us anything that we didn't already know.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
But that's new for the WWE.
But
stating the obvious
bomb was like he dug it. I guess you're right. It seems like he dug a little deeper.
Well, this isn't. Isn't like that though. I mean, this was.
Well, that's what everybody was calling for.
It's all scripted. Somebody wrote.
Well,
this
of course
for
it's.
her.
Yes, of course. I mean,
I liked it. I liked it.
I did too. It was the most interesting thing they've let a diva say. A diva.
Ever.
I wish we didn't have to keep saying.
But I also think I'm
My own
happy.
fault.
I hate that, but I also think it was smart because I think it'll break up the teams, which I think has been
Thank
holding
God,
the
yeah.
divas back because I think that's so stupid. This whole team thing, PCB, and then bad Sasha Banks, goddess. But I love the pipe bomb. Yes,
Do you just have to announce that Sasha Banks is your goddess every time?
Yes, I
every
do.
time
I
She
can't
even
say
did
her
like a
name.
hand
And
signal.
cross yourself.
I did.
Every time Sasha Banks enters your mind, you have to say out loud, goddess.
Goddess.
I do. I just want her to recognize that I do worship her as a deity.
Yeah, that's totally not going to creep her out at all.
Not at all.
You combine this
I
with,
just want her to be my
with
best
what
friend.
Roman Reigns has already warned her about you. If you really want to be friends with Sasha Banks, you're going to have to tone it down.
I just want her to know that I feel like we could be really good friends.
Oh boy.
And we can we both like berry colored lipsticks.
Okay.
And
this is getting weird.
And hey, we're both light skinned black girls. I'll die. I mean, just be my best friend, goddess.
Maybe you could write her. Maybe you can write her a letter.
Yeah.
Put some of your hair clippings and fingernails in there, and
a tumbleweave.
What are your tumbleweaves?
I mean, I think you two have a future, like a Thelma and Louise kind of thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Maybe a single white female.
I think that's
kind of
probably
thing.
closer to what it
Single
is.
white
Single white
female.
female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The greatest 6-man tag team match of all time took place this weekend.
Yes, it was.
Yes, that is Rusev's theme being played on Xavier Woods' trombone. And it's glorious.
That That's like a cheeseburger made out of donuts. I mean, it is all worlds coming together for something magical.
God. I love that there was a 6-man match and the team of 3. Xavier Woods still, they're like, you're too valuable on the trombone.
Yeah.
We need to bring in another character.
Did anybody, the greatest moment in
I
the
knew
history
he was
of
going
wrestling.
to bring this up immediately.
The greatest moment in the history of wrestling. Summer Rae pulling on the slide of Xavier Woods' trombone with the look on her face. It was magical.
It was
Not
hilarious.
since Hogan slammed Andre has something so important happened in professional wrestling.
The look on her face was pretty priceless. It almost seemed like it was totally unplanned. Like she could barely contain her own laughter as she was doing it. I almost seemed totally spontaneous.
Magical. Summer Rae's killing it.
These guys are all way too over.
Yeah.
I mean,
they are all killing it. Put Rusev in the New Day. Like,
yeah.
I want to see
Put him in some,
Rusev,
like purple robes.
Rusev doing the Biggie dance and just going at it. Like, perfect. Good job, WWE.
Yes, great job.
We can't do a podcast without talking about how much we all love the New Day right now. And we haven't even mentioned that Xavier Woods showed up for Night of Champions dressed as Rufio. Rufio. I mean, is nobody? Rufio. I couldn't believe it when he came out. My first thought was, oh, he's been listening to our podcast, and he heard me say that one of my guilty pleasures last week or 2 weeks ago was the Red Rooster, and he thought, well, for Hitman, I'll do this as an homage to the Hitman and the Red Rooster. But then I looked at it for about 10 more seconds, and I thought, no, that looks familiar in a different way.
Oh my God!
Suddenly I'm 8 years old again. I'm watching Hook, and Rufio is in front of me. And then even when the crowd started chanting Rufio, I thought, God bless you, WWE crowd. God bless you, because there aren't a lot of arenas where the crowd is old enough to know that that's a Rufio thing.
No.
But he didn't even talk about it. He was just like, I'm wearing my
That's what I'm
Rufio
doing.
hair tonight. Yeah, deal with it. No big deal.
All right, Box, are you ready?
Let's do this.
One of my favorite games. It's called What's in the Box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
All right, here's what we got. Professional wrestling finisher, or is it a word from the Urban Dictionary?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Torri, you are extremely well versed with the Urban Dictionary, and you are sort of all of our conduit to the rest of today's
I'm hip
youth.
with the kids.
So we're all going to be looking to you on this.
Yes.
All right, guys, let me show you the way.
Finisher or word from the Urban Dictionary? Lay it
I'm
on
gonna
us.
get it wrong.
If it's not on fleek, I'm not going to know.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Hitman.
Oh, don't start with me.
Oh,
the
yeah.
pressure. All right, bring it.
If I were to say to you that someone did a master nap, professional wrestling finisher, or term from the Urban Dictionary. Now, these aren't solely WWE finishers, by the way.
Sure.
So,
Master nap. I feel like this is something that I have been doing my whole life. Some people can point this out. I can fall asleep. This wasn't always the case, actually, but I can fall asleep pretty much anywhere at any time and just run with it.
Nice.
So I believe that I am the master of naps. So I believe that master nap is an Urban Dictionary term referring specifically to me.
you're correct, and then you're not correct as well. The term master nap is the act, either planned or unplanned, of falling to sleep after masturbation.
Oh, that is you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like I said, anywhere, anytime, at a moment's notice.
The Ultimate Torrier.
Yes.
Someone was hit with the VMG.
The VMG?
VMG.
Okay.
Professional wrestling finisher or term from the Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
I feel like this game might be too easy. But you're
Well,
correct.
if they're all Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Well, they're not all Urban Dictionary, but there's a lot of really good ones from the Urban Dictionary.
Plus, she's clearly just wildly guessing.
And she was going through my papers before the show started, so
I was not.
We know she's untrustworthy.
shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
The VMG. I'm gonna let you look it up for yourself.
Okay.
It is
Not safe for airwaves?
Vulcan blank grip.
Oh, gross.
All right.
That's disgusting.
We know that Hambone's new love could be listening right now. So do we want to very specifically describe what this is?
No. We're keeping it clean. We're not. I've seen it. We don't need to describe it.
If you're out there, mystery woman, keep an eye out for the VMG because it could be coming your way. Look it up.
Look,
be prepared for it.
If she's his girlfriend, she might have already gotten it. That might have sealed the deal.
That's how you know in 2015 whether or not you can officially call her your girlfriend.
Right.
Once you give her the VMG,
oh my God.
then you're solid.
All right, Nighthawk. If I were to say to you that someone got hit with a break-a-bitch.
Oh man, I hope
would
that's a
you
finisher.
say that is a term from the Urban Dictionary or wrestling finisher?
Can I answer all of the above? Because I really hope that exists in every world.
It is. It is actually a wrestling finisher,
Yes!
finishing maneuver.
That's even better.
Who is the visionary who has put together the break-a-bitch?
Her name is Angelina Love.
Oh, and it's a girl.
It's a girl.
That's amazing.
I believe she's from TNA. Hambone.
Yep.
Here we go. If I were to say somebody hit you with a cancho, is that cancho?
Okay.
Would that be a wrestling finishing maneuver or term from the Urban Dictionary?
I'm going to have to go Urban Dictionary.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
Cancho. You ready for this?
Oh, God.
A game played in Japan where people will poke their finger in an unsuspecting back door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
What?
did you say game show?
played?
Apparently, it's a thing where you just go up behind somebody and try to stick a finger in there.
First of all, how does the term "cancho" come from that?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's Japanese. I don't know.
Hambone can tell you, looking all the way back to his old roommate, and one of the first times that we met,
Ben almost got cancho.
Someone in this room has been victim of a cancho.
Oh, Hitman! I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to bring up dark memories.
I'm not gonna use anybody's name, but if you're out there listening, just remember that you did this, or you attempted to do this to me. Luckily, as an all-state wrestler, I was able to ward off all attacks, and my back door remains firmly intact. But I was victim. I was an attempted cancho victim.
Yeah, you were.
There are more of us than you might think.
All right, that's all I got.
All right,
there is a lot.
I'm sure
of messed up stuff in this world. Like a lot.
That's going to be somebody's finisher in like a week or two after they hear this podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be like the mandible claw, except 2015 version.
Yeah, totally. Did you guys, before we hit our finishers, did you guys see the Wyatt family promo that started the show on Raw?
Is this the one about skinning the snake, or is this a different one?
I caught a snake once. I skinned it and drank its blood. It's in a better place now.
I know we're out of time, but we haven't talked about the Wyatt family at all. And this is one of the things that I most wanted to talk about was I love this Braun Strowman character, and they haven't ruined it yet. But I hate the way they're booking him. I can't stand the way they're booking him.
Why?
Why not?
Because he's a giant monster. He should be totally, at least for a while. Now, you can't do this forever, but at least for a while, and I mean like 6 to 12 months, he should be completely invincible, completely impervious to all attacks, but he should be like a mindless, an imbecile, basically, not like a zombie, not even a real man. Mm-hmm. And he should not be cutting these weird promos. And did you guys see, when he gets hurt in the matches, he does this weird, like spinning his arms around to demonstrate, oh, I'm stunned and dizzy, but he looks like he looks like my dad trying to dance at a bar mitzvah or something. But he should just be it should be, if Bray Wyatt can control him, then he should be totally invincible. The only way they should ever lose is because Bray Wyatt cannot control Braun Strowman and cannot just get him, even if he's not turning on them or anything. They just they can't quite get him to understand, what he's supposed to be doing and where they are and why they're there. Braun Strowman should be wandering off into the crowd.
So book him like Kamala.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, that's,
I love Kamala.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I agree.
And the way that he keeps talking And, he's not that bad.
Snake once.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that bad. It's not like he's not...
But he also kind of sounds like the guy who dubbed the Shockmaster.
Let's see. Let's hear.
Come on, you want a piece of me?
Oh, wow. Wow.
I caught a snake once.
The similarity is more impressive than I thought. Like, they built him up as this invincible monster for like 3 weeks. And now he's already, he didn't get pinned, but he's already getting roughed up and getting knocked down and getting stunned and dizzy, and they're taking him down. I'm just like, oh, you could have just milked this for so long.
I usually like to argue with you, but I can't here. I mean, at least they didn't let Y2J pin him.
When we talked last week, I was worried that it was either going to be Kane or Eric Rowan.
Right.
Good for you, WWE, for finding somebody who would make me feel equally disappointed that never even crossed my mind.
Yeah.
God forbid we have somebody who's not in their 40s come in and try to participate in this match. Thank God Chris Jericho was there to lower all of our expectations.
Think of the logic from the Shield standpoint. We got this invincible monster, and we're outnumbered.
We need a small Canadian.
We need a really small, overage Canadian.
Benoit's not around. Give me the next best thing.
Ouch. Yeah.
Look, he's a poor man's Chris Benoit. Yeah.
I'm not touching
No,
that.
I'm not saying anything.
No. Yeah, well, it was disappointing. We can say that.
It was disappointing. I feel strongly.
If they brought someone in credible, they knew they weren't going to let the Wyatts lose here. They just had to get somebody to take the pin. So
this is what they don't ever realize, is that it doesn't hurt anybody, no matter how big of a superstar you are. If you're John Cena or Seth Rollins or whoever, it doesn't hurt you to take a pin every now and then.
John Cena does not take pins.
Yeah, you watch your mouth.
You watch your mouth.
Go figure, it's a brand new John Cena action figure.
Yes, Nighthawk.
John
Finally,
Cena.
I'm sorry it's taken so long.
Why is that
to get
taking
Froggy
so
Fresh
long?
up in our podcast?
Froggy Fresh, there's a very good chance that Froggy Fresh is listening right now. And if you're out there, Froggy, hit us up, because we will put you on this podcast. Nighthawk's out. You're the new host of the podcast.
I'm 100% in on that. It's time to hit our finishers. Ultimate Torri.
Finish him.
Asuka. I know you guys don't watch NXT, but Asuka, a.k.a. Kana, debuted last night, and I am so hyped because she came out being adorable, being super excited. She's excited to be there. Then Emma and your favorite, Dana Brooke, came out to be the heel. And then she left with this look like, I'm going to kill you and your family. And I'm here for it, and I'm here for vengeful Kill Bill Asuka. That's all I got to say.
Is she also a goddess?
Also, a.k.a. goddess.
I feel like Torri is going to start wearing clothes that are more Asian influenced now that she's got a new favorite NXT wrestler. Like chopsticks in her hair and things like that.
We're all okay
I'm
with
not
that,
a
right?
racist, so no, that will not happening.
Lunchbox.
Finish him.
All right, can Seth Rollins win a match in 2015?
No.
I mean, can he? The man's record in 2015, are you ready for this? 21 and 32. 21 and 32. He is the heavyweight champion. He cannot catch a victory this year. I mean, John Cena. Anybody want to guess what John Cena's record is? 22 and 7.
Sounds about right.
Like, Seth Rollins has 21 victories. Kalisto has 28 victories. Fandango has 20 victories.
Oh.
Like, what is going on? You ready for this? This one really threw me off. Darren Young, 28 victories. Darren Young has won more this year than the heavyweight champion of the world. I don't get it. WWE, he is your heavyweight champion. Hulk Hogan lost twice that I remember.
Ever.
And one was because of a twin referee. Like, what are you doing to your heavyweight champion? Get it together, WWE.
Nice one. Hambone!
Finish him.
As always, I'll keep it short and simple, but came out to my girlfriend that I have a wrestling podcast, and she's still talking to me. So that's a positive.
Hitman!
Finish him.
Hambone, you're going to have to just revisit that finisher every week because it can't
Still
last.
doing it, girl.
It'll be a good month.
It can't
Still
last.
It'll be a
doing
good
it.
month, yeah.
All right. I am a child of the 80s, and I have 2 brothers. And so in my life, I have been put in a sleeper hold literally thousands of times. Now, suddenly in the WWE, the sleeper hold has made a big resurgence, and everybody out there is slapping sleeper holds on everybody. And while I like this in theory, can they learn how to do it? Can they learn how to apply a sleeper hold that doesn't look like a crippled wet noodle draped over somebody's face? It's not that hard of a hold to put on.
Put it on Hambone right now.
Put it on, if Hambone weren't wearing giant headphones and didn't have enormous dreadlocks that would probably tickle my nose in an unpleasant way, I might do it.
Or a too pleasant way.
Or too pleasant of a way. But it's just not that hard to do. In fact, you can put on a sleeper hold and squeeze it. Actually squeeze the guy pretty damn hard, and he's going to be okay. I told you that I've been put in a sleeper hold literally thousands of times. You know what I never did? Actually go to sleep. It doesn't really work. Just put it on them and squeeze them and make it look somewhat legitimate. I love the sleeper, but I'm tired of watching people do it in a really, really crappy, unprofessional way.
Excellent.
Finish him.
All right, I have a public service announcement to all professional wrestlers. This is going to greatly increase your winning percentage. One piece of sage advice. When you're in a match and you have your opponent pinned or in your finishing submission hold, and a manager or associate of that opponent jumps up on the apron in the hopes of distracting you or the official, you don't actually have to stop what you're doing and run over and try to knock them down. I know this sounds crazy. It's going to be difficult at first, as decades of pro wrestling have conditioned you to leap towards that bystander like a cat who sees the beam of a flashlight on the wall. But trust me, extensive research proves that if you just wait one more second while that 3 count is being applied, you will actually win your match. Failing to do so, 99 out of 100 times, results in a low blow from your opponent, getting hit with brass knuckles or some other foreign object, or in the case of fighting an opponent of Asian descent, the magic green mist being sprayed in your face.
Has killed people before.
So when anyone jumps up on the apron, look away, stay on task, and you might just get that win. This happened to Natty. This happened to Natty this week, and she got hit with a big booty mug from Naomi and lost.
How inappropriate is that move?
The booty mug?
Yes.
I got hit with booty mugs in high school all the time.
Sam's getting hit with one of those tonight.
Whoa! Much respect. All right, guys. That was episode 14. Sting, we're sorry we almost killed you. And we'll be back with you guys next week. Until then, we have a new video on YouTube. It's at Bear Hug It Out. It's really kind of scandalous, but you need to go watch it. Follow us on iTunes, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, at Bear Hug It Out. Subscribe, leave comments, reviews, tell your friends, tell your parents. Don't tell our parents. And we will catch you next week.
Know anybody with a pair of strong young hands to help me in and out of the tub?